Hey, you are live with Dr. Chapa. Good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. I'm excited to talk to you because today we're going to change your life. Did you know that I've been teaching alternative medicine now for almost 21 years? That's awesome. What a career, what an experience, what an adventure, what a journey. I remember going to the local market and finding literally a 4 foot by 4 foot section in the corner of the store that nobody visited. It probably had dust and all kinds of other, like, things that shouldn't be there in the corner because no one frequented that area of the store. That's how small the gluten-free health food aisle was. I remember going to my first health food store and discovering, wow, why do I need to go to a regular grocery store when I can go to a health food store? I mean, why would anybody else go to a regular store versus going to a health food store? Doesn't the grocery store have regular health food? Isn't it all healthy? And lo and behold, that's the thing that gets people tripped up. You think that just because your government and your agencies that build your pyramids and your food, plate measurement, portion control, they really care about your well-being. And people used to try to tell me, hey man, you got to dial it back a little bit. The reason I can't keep dialing it back is because we're dealing with the same stuff that I was dealing with 21 years ago. The same stuff that my wife dealt with since she's been 13 with stomach issues and skin issues. The same stuff that people suffer with day in generationally. And it's because we're not getting educated. Guys, if you're not tuning in to this show every week, you're missing it, man. And I love you, and I'm going to just tell you straight, you need this information. I need this information. A good preacher will tell you if he has to preach more than one sermon a weekend, he needs to hear the message more than the people visiting the church. So guess what? I teach this stuff every day. So guess who needs to hear it most? Myself. That's why I can tell you, wake up. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you're on medications, if you've got symptom patterns you weren't genetically born with, you better wake up and get dialed in. So let that be a gentle kick in the pants to stay to the end and make sure that you learn what I'm teaching you. You have no idea the gift I'm giving you. No idea, no idea. And I understand, we take things for granted that are not paid for, and one day this will be paid for. However, right now my heart is to give it away because I want you to have this in your tool bag. I want you to live your best, be your best day in and day out because God's kingdom needs it. And I'm after God's people. I want to shepherd them in this phase of life in self-discipline, one of the fruits of the Spirit. I want to shepherd them in just conscious knowledge, intentionality, that you can't just keep floating through life and expect your life to work out for you. So just know, I come to you in love. Or shall I say, I come to you in peace. I think that's the right one. And or we can go nano, or it doesn't matter. But the reality is, guys, we got to have fun with this, but you need to wake up and you need to see that this is your life, your health, your choice, and you get to make the choice. So I hope that you get excited as I do, that you fall in love with my passion behind this, and that you recognize that you can live your best, be your best day in and day out, and still see that you can have fun with your friends, family, and loved ones at the holidays. So without further ado, tonight we are talking about love your gut, heal your life. Love your gut, heal your life. So what does that mean? Okay, that means that you can change the stars for yourself. You can experience a new level of emotional intensity, passion for the life you've been given. You don't have to suffer with brain fog or anxiety or fatigue issues day in and day out. You don't have to worry about when the common cold or the flu rolls into town because you won't get it. That's what I want people to grab hold of. Is it if you learn that your gut controls your mind, that your gut controls your mood, if your gut controls your immune health, you will recognize that the gut is the place to be. You got to start in the gut. All life starts and stops at the cellular level, but it's only as good as the food it can get, and it can't absorb it. You're never going to get it. And if you can't take it up a step, can't digest it, you can't absorb it. Therefore, your cells starve. And I got so many tests right now coming in that I do. It's a metabolic test that is super cool, very effective, very powerful to show you liver glitches, bile stagnation, stomach digestive problems, amino acid malnutrition issues. What does that mean for us? That means that we're on the accelerated aging curve. We are accumulating toxins in our bodies. So guys, go to darkchopawellness.com, plug in, get tapped into this. This is your opportunity to stay healthy, live healthy, be healthy one day at a time. Okay. So relatable symptoms. Hey man, I bet you got some of these. Raise your hand, put something in the chat down below if you have low mood, anxiety, brain fog, poor focus, frequent colds, slow healer, digestive challenges and issues, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, chronic fatigue, or burnout. That's the one. We call this in the health and wellness world practitioner burnout, PKO. Because if a practitioner burns out, society as a whole loses one of its wellness warriors. Rising tides raises all ships, right? What happens with lowering tides? It lowers all ships. So everybody gets a little more unhealthy when we lose due to a PKO, a practitioner knockout, due to whatever is the reason they get taken out of the game. These may not simply be stress related, although stress is the secret killer, the silent killer. The rise in cortisol will eat up and destroy your gut lining faster than anything I can shake a stick at. But they are signals. These are simply signals that something is out of balance and we've got to start somewhere. So I'm not saying that every one of these symptoms are always gut related. It could be the endocrine axis. It could be something in the neurological system. It could be nutritional deficiencies. It could be bioburdens. Y'all know that there is more than one way to skin the cat. I love what Dr. Harper always talked about to us back in school. He has a book that says anything can cause anything. That's right. I hate that title because it's so right and it's so broad, but it's so intriguing that you cannot pigeonhole anxiety and low mood to just because you're going through puberty or menopause. You can't say that it's simply because you got a lot on your plate this week. It is something out of balance in the system, and that's what we want to get to, okay? So the big reveal, your gut talks to your brain. Your gut and your brain are connected by a powerful communication network, okay? The gut-brain axis. What? Are they connected? What does that mean? Well, a few months back, I did this whole series on the gut microbiome. And then it evolved into the gut holobiome. And the gut holobiome is essentially the gut's connection to every major system in the body, whether it's your cardiovascular system, whether it is your brain, whether it is your heart, whether it is your skin, whether it is your lymphatics, whether it's your liver, whether it's your kidneys. Yes, your gut health literally impacts every tissue cell, organ, gland in the body. So there's also in the holobiome a gut cellular connection as well. Everything is connected. What part of the watch tells time? Think about that. Does anybody know? Does anybody have an answer? I hope the answer is all of it. You cannot take a single piece out of your watch and it work. It just doesn't work that way. So what happens in your gut directly affects your mood, your stress, responses to life, your focus points all through the day, your emotional resilience day in and day out. A stressed gut is a stressed mind. So make sure you understand that if there is a physical stress, like you work really hard, there's a lot going on, labor stress. If there is a mental stress, you got a lot carrying in the old trap upstairs, your brain, and you're getting tired and fatigued carrying around all that extra data, or you have genuine emotional stress, so mental, emotional, physical stress, all responds the same way. It tears apart the gut lining. The gut lining is sealed by zonulin, occluded, and actomyosin in a network of cellular tissues bound together from your mouth to your hind end about 28 feet, and it manufactures all kinds of brain healthy chemicals and hormones. It helps you manufacture B vitamins. It helps you maximize neurotransmitters. It helps house your immune system. It sends constant signals to your brain. Simple. That's the science of it. Just know, if you have an inflamed gut, you got an inflamed body. If you got an inflamed gut, you have altered detox pathways. If you've got an inflamed gut, your manufacturing facilities for B vitamins and neurotransmitters, which is basically energy and brain health, are declining rapidly. What are we dealing with as we age? What are we seeing in the youth? We see a maturation factor that's not happening, and then we see a rapid decline in the elderly that shouldn't happen. Well, the gut is inflamed and imbalanced, and the brain suffers, the body suffers, the immune system suffers, the cardiovascular system suffers. And I want you to really grab hold of this picture. It's really funny. I wonder, does anybody see anything wrong with this picture? Oh my God. I hope it spins. I hope it's spinning. Because right this very moment, that picture is totally not right. And we're not going to spend too much time, but just so that y'all know, the appendix and cecum are not on that side of the body, according to this picture. The cecum, that little tail, is your appendix. That is all on the right lower quadrant, so it should technically be on that side, and the descending colon should be flip flop. So that it actually flipped it. That's very fascinating. You know, AI is really cool. I always used to say technology is awesome right up until it doesn't work. This is one of those examples, but nonetheless, you probably didn't even catch it. I wonder, did anybody catch it? Just for fun, just for reason. Now they got the liver in the right spot at least. It looks like we're missing a gallbladder, but you know, I'm just picking on the picture because why not? But the gut lining is 28 feet, and this is something that's really fascinating. Look at that small intestine real quick. That is exactly how your small intestine is folded onto one another from a aerial view. Right now we're looking at it from, say, a 25,000 foot view, right? Like that is not what it looks like at the micro level. Under a microscope, you will not see zonulin included in actomyosin in this picture. You won't even see parasites in this picture. Why? Because it's too broad and those are too small. So, but look at that 25,000 foot view of the small intestine, the part in the middle. Doesn't it sort of remind you of another organ that we're talking about tonight? You know, one that makes neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, catecholamine, you know, all these other healthy neurochemicals to help your brain function better. Wow, isn't that interesting? It kind of looks the same. This is indeed your first brain. This is why if you have a good sixth sense, you typically have a good gut, a strong gut, an iron stomach, if you will. If you have a poor decision-making capability and you're anxious all the time, nerve-wracked all the time, your first brain, your biochemicals here for your brain health are not flying in synchronized formation, and your brain suffers. Does anybody suffer, like, let's just be honest a second, does anybody actually suffer with brain fog, anxiety, mental overwhelm, feelings of burnout, can't get through your day without excessive amounts of stimulants? It's okay. Put it in the chat below. I'd like to know, like, what is your time? Everybody's got a time. Is it 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Is it 5 o'clock? When does your brain turn off? Do you get home and you crash out on the couch? I would love to know, because this is an indicator for you to check in with yourself to know that if stress mental, stress emotional, stress physical is 7+ on a 0 to 10 scale, 7 being like nervous, 8 being like overwhelmed, 9 being anxious, and 10 being panic. If you kind of rated it in that way, how's your day, how's your week, how's your month? And if you're always pushing into the 7 zone, you need help, and I can help you. Because if you don't, it's just a matter of time before this gut breaks down, which is going to accelerate the aging process, which is going to accelerate the immune crisis, which is going to accelerate your body's inability to detox pathways. And your system is going to start accumulating waste. You're going to gain weight. You're going to have brain fog. You're going to have poor sleep. You're not going to recover well. You're not going to work out anymore. You're not going to be the best you can be as a human being. Moms, I'm talking to you. This is important, because if you fail at this, taking care of yourself, putting your oxygen mask on, your family really does indeed suffer, because somehow or another you have been called to make 95% of the health decisions for the family. And not that that's right, but it's the truth. And I've seen that as of 21 years in practice. I know that people don't always want to put that type of label on, and whether it be true or not, there is a thing called mommy guilt. I'm sure some of you have experienced and suffer with. I've seen it day in and day out, week after week. And I always try to remind moms, hey, look, I'm here to help you get better. I'm here to reestablish the connection so that you can lead your family better, so that you enjoy leading your family better, so that you overturn the path and trajectory that your husband may be heading down towards stress, accelerated aging, diagnosis and disease, and failed attempts at good quality life. We want your kids to thrive. We want your kids to excel, and we want to see you as a family unit shine for Jesus day in and day out. I call it joy. Kind of cool. Jesus on you. It'd be really cool if we saw that in our families. And when hurting people hurt people in the emotional psychological world, it is a sign of internal hurt as well. The body keeps the score. The feelings buried alive never die. There is so much going on, guys, in our bodies that if we can get one thing right, and it can get real overwhelming real fast. But if you will hear me over and over and over and over, I will break you of the spirit of repetition, and you will keep working this gut, cleansing that colon, working that liver. I had a guy, asking me for, help on some parasite stuff. I'm not seeing parasites. I want to see some parasites. Look, dude, you might be healthier than the average American. You may not have a parasite that you're going to see at the rapid warp speed at some of these other people that come in to see us that are truly diseased. And by the way, if you see a 21-inch worm, that ain't normal. But the people that have those, they have cauliflower hemorrhoids. Do you know what a cauliflower hemorrhoid looks like? Unfortunately, I do. Somebody decided to take a picture. And you can't wipe your butt. You have to take a power hose and wash your hiney. That's gross, I know, but this isn't trying to be offensive. This is truth, man. Or what if it was multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue? Yeah, that is worms eating holes in your brain. And if you do an MRI study, if you do a quick look on what it looks like on MRI, they look at the holy brain, not holy in God's holy, but holy in the fact that a caterpillar's in there eating your brain, and it's not going to turn into a butterfly, guy. These are like grub worms. This is ruining and wrecking in your soil. So can you tell I get a little passionate here? That's why we're stuck. I'll move on. I digress. But I want you to grasp that don't make this hard and overwhelming. Let's just focus on the gut. Let's focus on cleansing. If you're not detoxing in the 21st century, go to darkchopawellness.com. Get started today. When's the best time to plant an oak tree, guys? 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Today. Today. You can do this. Somebody say, today is the day I'm going to get this done, okay? So, your immune connections, I think I kind of beat that dead horse to death, but weak gut, weak defenses. When your gut health breaks down, inflammation rises. So you're going to be a slow healer. You're going to hurt your shoulder, hurt your knee, and it's not going to heal. Nutrient absorption drops. Oh my gosh, that's not good because you're only as good as the food you what? Put it in the chat. I told you like 37 seconds ago, absorb the food. And you can't absorb it if you don't what? I know some of you might have got it. Digest it, okay? So digestion, absorption, restoration. That's the process. So your gut does four major things. It absorbs nutrients. It digests nutrients. It absorbs nutrients. It manufactures nutrients, and it excretes waste. Pretty rad. And to be quite truthful and honest, I'm pretty sure it does more than that. But that's where we're kind of hovering so that you can just appreciate that 6-lane highway needs to be working and operational. We don't need potholes. We don't need, traffic jams. We don't need congestion. We don't need debris. We need it open and working so the immune system becomes your army. Doesn't that sound awesome? That is really, oh wow. I would love just to see more people have a strong army of immunity in their digestion. This can lead to frequent illness if you don't have a good gut lining. Autoimmune flares up because you eat a food and you don't have the defenses to ward off the antibodies that your body's already developed. Slow recovery, chronic inflammation. Essentially, when you have the autoimmunity and the chronic inflammation, you probably have a version of inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, you have some kind of leaky gut, something is going on all throughout that tissue, right? So your immune system starts inside your gut, and the stronger the gut, the stronger the health, period. The stronger the gut, the stronger the cells. The stronger the gut, the stronger the brain. Let's make it happen. Close that loop, man. Fix the gut, fix it all. Stress makes it worse. So this is a silent killer, always has been, always will be. And so if your gut is inflamed, we've got to go back to that stress scale. Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you overwhelmed? Are you panicky? Are you depressed and completely dysfunctional? And if you are, stress is a driver. It damages the gut lining because too much stress hormones, basically doesn't allow your body to come in for a pit stop. You don't heal well at night. You don't detox well at night. Your system doesn't digest well. They call it rest and digest, healing and repair. That's the active parasympathetic. That's the opposite of your sympathetic. Your sympathetic goes stress. Your parasympathetic goes rest and digest, healing and repair. It's interesting. So fight or flight, rest and digest. How many people, just for a quick census that might be listening, is dealing with a stress fight or flight more than one time per week? More than 3 times per week? Put the answer in the bottom. 7 times a week. Are you stressed every day? And now ask the question, how many months or weeks has that been going on? Has it been weeks? Has it been months? Has it been years? Because no one's been designed to carry that kind of a burden. We've got to slay that dragon, man. We've got to get rid of that bear. We've got to fight off that lion. And this is when you get a coach. This is when you get somebody that can help you streamline to Oz. I know the yellow brick road. I know what it's like to deal with flying monkeys and crazy lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. I understand what the wizard looks like and how to talk to him. I can help you figure out how to get your digestion right and make sure we get the dysbiosis or the imbalances in good healthy bacteria, good healthy yeast, and maximize your immunity to keep yeast and parasites down. I can teach you how to overpower slow digestion. I can help you decrease the triggered inflammatory response. The gut will then send stress signals right back to the brain and said, man, I'm starting to get the hang of this. You see, your gut and your brain are so interconnected, but we've got to get off of this fight or flight trail and get onto this rest and digest trail. The downward spiral is the gut-brain loop. Poor gut health leads to anxiety and fatigue. The start of our class, we're back to the front. Poor sleep, poor stress, poor gut. Poor gut leads to that. Poor gut, weak immunity. Poor gut drives in more inflammation. It's a perpetuating cycle that pushes you deeper into inflammatory states. It worsens your gut health. So now other systems of the body. So instead of it just being in sector 7 and sector 17, now it's in 15, 20, 25. And I mean that like mile markers. If you were to break out your gut over mile markers, if 17 and 7 are where your issues are, it may be skin issues. If it's 12 and 8, it may be allergies. If it's 1 and 3, it may be indigestion. You see what I'm saying? So like depending on where the gut is inflamed is where the symptoms are going to manifest. That's why if you have symptom patterns that you weren't genetically born with, oftentimes you developed it, and anything your body can develop, it can what? Come on, somebody say it. It can undevelop. That's so good. I love that. So we are supporting the body, not treating symptoms. That's what medicine does. We want to support the body and drive symptoms down by breaking this gut-brain loop. And when we break that loop, you will heal, you will recover, and you will thrive and see your body work better. That's the hope. That's the journey. That's the hero's journey. That's your journey. That's my journey. That's our journey. That's our generational jumping journey that we're going for. Healing the gut, your mood stabilizes, your energy improves, your brain clears, your immune system strengthens, your stress resilience grows, your family loves you more when you're in a good, healthy stress space than whenever it's inflamed and broken down. Healing doesn't start in the head. It starts in the gut. Oh, put that on your mirror. That should be something that you take to the bank. It is good. That is a revolutionary idea. drchopawells.com. You can get our detox in a box. It will take you through a journey to start the plan. Do you know that if you just did 3-4 detoxes a year, and I don't even care if you just did 10 days each, okay? The program set it for 21, but let's just say you did 10. It's still close to 40 days. It would over the course of the year change you. But something they studied out in theology is that if you read your Bible once a week, it will have very little an impact on your spiritual health. Why? Because you're overwhelmed with information in today's digital, biodigital, information overloaded phase of life. Who do you trust? How do you eat? Who do you go to? Who knows what they're talking about? Who doesn't? Everybody's doing something, right? And the reality is, I'm always going to push you back to food. I'm always going to push you to detox because the toxins in our soil make it necessary. The need for detoxification has been, I mean, maybe since they pulled butter off the market and hid it from you and told you things that margarine or I can't believe it's not butter ads started coming out and putting in basic plastic into your liver and overhauling and congesting the liver rapidly. You're not a regular mechanical engine under the hood that can handle synthetic oil. You can't handle synthetic oil. You need real, healthy oils. Butter, lard, coconut oil, olive oil, these avocado oil, superior compared to synthetic, partially hydrogenated oil. Destroy your liver, destroys your gut, destroys the system. The hope, guys, is that detoxification, healthy food choices, recognizing that your alcohol consumption is too high, which is an indication that you've got stress, which is an indication that you need to be on a program. Your medications are chemically altering how your body's responding to the world around you, which means you need to be on a detox. And yes, you can detox even if you're on medications. So the hope, guys, is if you want a better mood, more energy, more clarity, better immunity, better longevity, get on a detox and experience a new you. Real healing requires addressing the gut, supporting your detox pathways, nourishing with real nutrient-dense foods. Isn't that what we just said? It's almost like I wrote this class. I mean, reducing stress at the cellular level is how you navigate the world. When the stresses of the world press on you, you get it. And going back to what I was saying, once a week and studying this stuff really isn't even enough. You got to put a little intentionality. So they said that you have to literally read your Bible a minimum of 5 times a week for your spiritual vitamins to impact your spiritual man, for you to start seeing supernatural improvement. Otherwise, the world will drown out, choke out that for which is good. And aren't you good soil? I'm calling you good soil. I pray this message falls on good soil. And I want to be a contender in putting positive, amazing, healthy, supernatural, revolutionary information into your head so that you can go onward, upward, goodward, and Godward. Because real healing, guys, addresses the gut, supports the pathways of detox, nourishes our bodies, strengthens our stress responses, and supports the gut-brain axis. So we have an ability, an army that can go forth and fight the good fight. Not just subs, not just quick fixes, although those are nice, but stuff that really changes lives. Helping people see the difference between real food, sometimes foods, never foods. That's what we're teaching, guys. And that's all in our master's class. That's all in our detox program. You're going to see that folded into our detox books. You're going to see that folded into a lot of the messaging. Transitions to solutions. Want a step-by-step plan? I hope you do. This is where I get to sales pitch you a little bit. This is exactly what we teach every week. Every time somebody downloads our master's class, we get so excited because root cause medicine starts in the gut. You don't need any magic here. You don't have to guess. You get to do it with a team of people. You feel encouraged and inspired, and hopefully you like all the data that I pour on you guys day in and day out. You'll like my personality. You'll enjoy just listening. Put it on in the car. Put it on going to bed. 10, 15 minutes is all it takes a day in order to start making some healthy choices. I just got to get your mind to turn a degree, 1 degree of change, 1 degree of change. And so I want to be helping you daily renew your mind, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I want to help you see the value that learning is always and forever. My son and I just had this great talk about education and how sitting in today's modern world is really difficult for people for long periods of time. And I know these classes are 30 minutes or whatever, but the truth be told is, what are you watching? Are you scrolling? Are you watching weird workout videos with people hanging from their hair with a weight hanging between their legs? Yeah, I saw that. Hey, at the end of the day, I see it, but just That's useless, man. Don't put in mental candy. You need to get educated. You got to eat meat. Ha, get it? The Bible talks about that. We need to be spiritually ready for the war. And we are indeed wellness warriors. And that's what our master's class is teaching people, how to navigate stress in their lives, how to deal with strengthening their immune system when it's weak, or their family's immune systems when they're weak, how to navigate the aging process, how to restore clarity and energy, what to do to break the cycle of stress and inflammation. Guys, we got plans, we got programs, we got ideas, we got solutions, and I'm excited to share all of those with you. So educate yourselves. When people understand why their body's breaking down, they will know exactly what to do. And they will come into the process, what we call our metabolic blueprint, our living well blueprint. We will see healing, clarity, and confidence take people onward, upward, goodward, and Godward, and lead their families into their own promised land. Knowledge plus alignment equals transformation. I hope this message finds you well. Woo-wee. Let's stay connected. Follow us for gut health education, immune strengthening strategies, faith, wellness, and insights, practical healing tools. Just follow, just share, just save it. Make sure that you revisit it. Get that phone out right now, QR code that message, so that you can see the network of knowledge come right to your phone, right to your computer, right to wherever your social media stream is, and you can follow us at all these great places, drchapawalls.com, at Dr. Chapa on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. We are available to be a part of your wellness journey, your wellness team. We want to inspire you, encourage you, and teach you how to live your best, be your best, one bite at a time. Guys, I appreciate you sharing the information, liking the information, telling us what you don't like. Man, if you hate the fact that I got a purple shirt on right now, tell me. Not to say that I'm necessarily going to change it, but at least I know that you're out there. I'd rather figure out that you need education on X. I can give you education. You want to learn about why you shouldn't bypass your God-given natural buffering systems with shots as a first line of defense? I'll educate you around that. If you want more gut health strategies, if we're not practical enough, hey, what do you think you need? I bet you, after 21 years in the field of study of this, I have seen people change by 1 degree of change. And a lot of times it's just an idea, and people just need to ask the right questions. And when those right questions come up, and there is no bad question, but you just need to ask a question, and you will see your life shift. So with that, further ado, remember, Dr. Chapa loves you. And remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And remember, this is your path. This is your wellness journey. We are excited to be with you on the road. So many blessings, and I can't wait to see you in the next version of you. And by the way, every Monday night, I'll be right here, kicking butt, taking names, educating you to the nth. So be strong, stay healthy, and live your best. Be your best all the day long. Later.